Good morning and welcome to Chat with Nat. Okay, as we talked about last week, the CalHFA Dream for All program has been officially put on hold. As of Friday morning, all of the reservations had been taken. That $300 million was all wrapped up.
You got in right at the wire, though, didn't you?
I do. I do have one escrow. We were absolutely lucky enough to secure our position and our reservation. And my buyer, she was like, I didn't have any doubt. I'm a lucky person. This is what happens to me. So I am so glad that I get to be her agent because there were a lot of people vying for these positions.
You got to love that attitude, too, though. It's like if you're so positive, you just kind of like just make it happen. So
Yeah.
I think that's kind of the key right now is just to be positive through all this, real estate and financial storm that we're, going through.
Yeah. And stay focused on what really matters and what's important, It may be that, buying a house is something that you'd want to right now, but it doesn't really make sense for your life position. Just take a pause. If you, find a home, you're in escrow on it, but it's not the right fit, go back to the drawing board, find something else. Don't be so fear-driven that you're making wrong decisions. So.
Yeah. And a lot of the time, if you're so positive like she was, stuff just falls in your lap. And we saw it actually in, this inspection period that you have, they're in escrow.
Yep.
And they go over to the house and they need to do, a roof inspection and, get a roof quote. And sure enough, they're doing a roof next door. and she literally just had to walk over to the guy and say, hey, come over to the house and give us a roof quote. That was pretty amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. That really is the way that things can work. Now, sometimes it takes a lot more struggle. Doesn't always mean it's a bad thing, but just stay focused on what really matters. So today, what are you up to?
I'm always looking for holes in the schedule to do all kinds of fixes. One of the things that talking about holes is us fixing and filling some holes that I had pretty much put new outlets around the house, and there was still some, new holes or holes that I had left that were from, old hardwired phone stuff. And, I started filling those today. So that's my first agenda, or that's what I did first when I first woke up. I'm still waking up. And then it's time to go clean the Airbnb. If we've got people that are coming in, and you got to get that ready. So that's kind of what I'm doing today.
I will say with filling the holes, you don't really think it matters all that much. And we took the plates off of the switches over here by our front door. And it was, when it was, really cold outside, there was cold air coming through just where the plate was missing. So it really has an effect on your insulation, especially in these old houses that don't have wall insulation.
Oh, yeah. The whole insulation thing is real. And a lot of people, going back to what you said, a lot of these houses, 1965, they didn't have an insulation in it. And it's always nice to, when you're remodeling, to open up that wall, like if you can, and you need to, open up that wall that's facing the outside and fill in that full of insulation. That helps a lot. I worked for a lady named Cheetah in Las Vegas, and she would actually, and it was more for, I think, the design and making it super tight and super clean, but she would actually caulk around the actual outlets, the outlet cover. So see this outlet cover right here? It has a little bit of space, just a hair, it doesn't sit on the wall totally perfect. So she would actually finely, just fill that, but you would see the difference, and it would look fantastic. So I think it was more for that. But then if you think about what you just said, it also gives that extra little layer of insulation and rather that little draft that's going to be coming through.
Yeah. So, a lot of people talk about, I'd love to be in real estate. I'd love to be a landlord. I can make my own schedule. I can do what I want. But that's not really the case, is it? I mean, have we ever created our own schedule, or are we usually at the beck and call of our clients and their situations?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think what happens is, you have to pick and choose your battles. I was just meeting with some people over the weekend and I'm like, oh, this would be something easy you could just do. And, the more I said that, it was kind of, they had this look of that we're not going to do that. We're going to get somebody to do it. And you got to decide, it's like going out to eat. Are you going to go out to eat and spend, resources that way, or are you going to spend it over here? So I think it's, you pick and choose your battle. I mean, a lot of the time I'll see, how my schedule is going. And if I have the time, heck yeah, I'm going to go do it because I have the time. But if I don't, and everything's just super, I'm just going, I have no time, then that's when I kind of, step in and call somebody and have them do it. So I think it's a little bit of both. And I think as you go through the process, some investments that you get are turnkey and they're ready to go. New home construction's a perfect example. There's other ones that, you do a little bit to it and it's ready to go. There's other ones that you got to constantly be maintaining. And it's kind of what you did in the very beginning. Did you take it down to the bones, or did you fix what needed to be fixed when it needed to be fixed? That kind of thing. So I think a lot of that has to do with at the very, very beginning, what you're purchasing.
Yeah, and I think with experience, what's immediate red letter item and what can wait a little bit. So, the more that you have experience dealing with tenants, the more that you have experience dealing with clients, how to schedule people and appointments and everything from there. Is it imperative that you have to drop everything and go to a property right that minute? Yes and no. Could be either way depending on what the issue is.
Stick to with stuff that you love to do. You don't want to maintain or do stuff that you hate doing. Like if maybe it's drywall, maybe it's just easy stuff. Or that I think is easy, but to you don't want to do it, which makes a lot of sense in the world. I mean, one example, and this is kind of off the track of real estate, but we had an opportunity where the kids went away for the night, with my in-laws, her parents, and I sat there and I said, "What do you want to go do?" And we thought about really what we want to do, and what we ended up doing is driving around, looking at ranches and property,
and real estate.
Yeah, and we love doing that. Yeah. So that's kind of one of those things where, oh my gosh, it's a drag. No, we love doing that. So pick your battles, pick what you love to do. Going back to the Dream for All program, I'm blown away by the on and off switch. A lot of people immediately they say, oh my gosh, I can't afford a house right now, so then they stop looking. Whereas my brain is always going, okay, something going to come up, and something did come up actually today. And this is, we talked about this, months ago is, you have a house that's $750,000, okay, here in California, by the beach. And this one had an assumable loan of $500,000, okay? And that assumable loan is at 2.3, was it?
It's a VA loan.
Yes, but I think it's...
I didn't hear the rate.
2.3, I'm pretty sure, okay? Even if it's 2.5, you're looking at that assumable loan is literally just under $2,000. It's $1,956, I think, if it's 2.3. And if you were to take, for example, you were able to get like, I don't know, a loan of $250,000 for the additional at 6%. You know what that is? That $250,000 is $1,500. I know it's mind blowing. So it goes back to if you've been sitting on the sidelines and you have cash and you have a couple $100,000 of cash, or you can, scoop it up with some friends and figure out, how to put it all together. Now you're looking at, in essence, a loan of less than $2,000 a month on a property that will probably rent for $4,000 a month. So there's always something that comes up. That's the thing is like, as much as this CalHFA, how am I saying it right? CalHFA
program.
Yeah. As much as that's gone away for a moment and it's on pause, there's always stuff that comes up.
Right. And, some big cities, I believe like Los Angeles, San Francisco, they already have down payment assistance programs that are county specific. So even though this statewide program is gone, there may still be programs that are available in your area, usually income dependent. So there is an income limit on those. But get creative with your ideas, get creative with your financing. You may find somebody that you can partner with. You may find somebody that will give you a gift, to be repaid when you sell the property. Don't think, well, I only have $10,000 in my bank account. That's not enough.
Yeah.
There's always a way to make the deal.
I'm just excited to get off this live and go look at that place, and even if it's not for us,
Yeah.
I'm excited that it's out there and you could be telling people, hey, here's a place in California by the beach.
Any VA buyers, give me a call.
Yeah. So I really like that. I really like that. So, okay. On that, you just said, and I didn't even think about it. You have to be a VA buyer, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, that's so great.
Yeah.
That is so great. See, it gives people that were veterans an opportunity here to step into a house during this crazy 6%, 7%, interest rate time, and they're able to buy it with 2.3, probably 2.3, 2.5, to make sure I'm right and wrong in that whole situation, with under $2,000 a month. Wow.
I mean, this would work really well if you already had a condo or you already had a townhome.
Oh, yeah.
That's a lesser value, but you have equity in it. If you bought that condo for $300,000, it's now worth $550,000. You could take that equity, parlay that into this house, and take over the loan. I mean, then your payment would be so little. So if you're a VA buyer, call me.
So great. Get my parents to go, buy that place.
I know your dad's a VA buyer.
Yeah.
He could.
So what else, Natalie?
What else? Well, I am speaking next week. I am excited, honored guest. Johnny doesn't know this. I will be speaking at Miss Kat's first grade class about community helpers. I get to be a speaker for this wonderful series of parents that are helping in the community, me particularly as a real estate agent. So.
Wow.
Yes, I'm very excited.
I did not get asked to speak.
You could speak.
You could.
You could.
I could barely speak. I could barely put together sentences. I'm always thinking faster than I can talk. That's really kind of what my problem is. So I need to get off of caffeine. No more coffee.
I don't think that's how that works, but anywho, folks, we are going to go and tackle our real estate objectives for today. I'm, trying to be really intentional with my words this morning. So this has been Natalie Oman with Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices, California Properties, DRE 02085495, and Johnny, my husband.
I just keep my mouth shut.
A co-real estate investor.
Co. Who's the co? Who's the C and the O?
You're a co with me. I'm a co.
Okay,
We're both real estate investors.
See you guys later.